Alright, hello everyone and welcome to WWE Discussion. I'm your host and WWE Tuesdays Dougie Duck, and today's episode I'm going to be discussing SmackDown, September 1st, 2023 edition, and just one day ahead of Payback. This edition of Friday Night Smackdown would feature a huge return as well as a final build to the Payback Premium Live event. That return was the legend John Cena, who will be sticking around for the short term. And following the latest Spotlight drama 3 weeks ago, Jimmy Uso would make an appearance to address his brother leaving WWE. Mysterio and Santos Escobar would team up together against the duo of Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and LA Knight and The Miz would face off one last time before their match at Payback. And with that, we'll go ahead and get right into the action, starting with John Cena meeting what seems to be the new Jimmy Uso. So Cena might have held back here from to let Jimmy stand out, but it was clear that Jimmy won this battle. He was presented like a top act and did not look out of place standing in the ring with John Cena. It's also a great sign that the crowd is fully invested in Jay, even though he was not present. The Bloodline has been producing stars, making both Usos into singles acts with high upside. So I doubt that there's a match that comes out of this. I don't think John Cena is necessarily back to wrestle multiple times. So I think ultimately this is just an angle, but I don't think a match will actually come out of it. Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and this was a good match that saw the potential of Mysterio versus Theory as a more complete match at Payback. Theory picks up a win ahead of his rematch for the US title, but more importantly, Waller also got himself a victory as well. WWE has certainly shown signs of getting behind Waller. Just think about these segments he's involved in and the matches he's had, but when you think about the matches he hasn't quite been on the winning end of those matches until now. This could be a signature victory down the road, especially if he goes after the US title. Escobar and Mysterio have stayed a cohesive unit despite the questionable booking that led to Mysterio winning the title. This could be a sign that maybe they won't turn on each other, or maybe Mysterio turns on Escobar. I still say it's 50-50. I'm not entirely sold that somebody turns on somebody. I'm not entirely convinced you need somebody to turn on somebody. Granted, I think it could work regardless of who does it, Mysterio or Escobar. I think it would make more sense to be Escobar. I don't quite... If somebody's going to turn on somebody, it would make more sense to be Escobar. But yeah, if Austin Theory, I'm calling him to win the title back. So I guess we'll see how that one plays out. Theory regains the title and then Escobar goes after him. Still not sold on somebody turning on somebody, but again, if somebody does, Escobar makes more sense than Mysterio. And then you have that last promo segment from LA Knight and The Miz, and this was an important final moment for both superstars to solidify their feud. They have worked overtime to sell this rivalry. The final exchange here solidified the importance of the match. Knight might have stumbled over his words at one moment, but it did not hurt him or the segment. Both men spoke their piece, and Knight sold his story as a hard worker and fan finally living his dream. So this match might not be a barn burner, but it's shaping up to be a huge match for LA Knight. I think this is his first singles match not his first singles match on the premium live event stage, but this is a big match for him, and should he win, which I'm pretty sure he will, it's going to be a big moment for him, and it would be up to WWE to capitalize on that moment. And in the main event, AJ Styles versus Solo Sikoa. So Styles, despite getting older, he hasn't slowed down. He doesn't really miss in the ring. This was not a showstopper of a match, but it was effective. It started as a slow beatdown and then built to an exciting home stretch. The finish, not ideal. Didn't hurt the quality of the match, but again, not ideal. But it does set up Styles to continue to be involved with the Bloodline. Perhaps he is the next challenger for Roman Reigns, if there is a plan to have Roman make an appearance anytime soon. So he could be Reigns' next challenger if Reigns is going to be making an appearance anytime soon. Meanwhile, Jimmy is teased rejoining the Bloodline after initially refusing. This story continues to go and continues to branch out in many directions. That it can make it hard to figure out what exactly is going to happen next. But it would make sense if he's trying to rejoin the Bloodline, if he's only doing it as a ploy to get at Roman Reigns. So in conclusion, SmackDown has a tendency to focus on the sports entertainment aspect seemingly more than Raw and NXT. And while wrestling is mostly an afterthought each week, instead SmackDown shifting their focus, SmackDown seems to be all about the dramatic stories involving key stables and key superstars. Obviously, the Bloodline still lead the night whenever and whoever is present. This was Jimmy Uso's show from start to finish, building him up as an individual star for the first time in his career. He got to stand in the ring, got to work with John Cena and stand tall in the main event. Now, it does make sense for the Blue Brand. It does make sense for the Blue Brand. Ultimately, when you have a premium live event coming up, it didn't really quite work. This episode didn't quite work in terms of hyping it up and making it feel like something more than a premium live event. SmackDown was at its best, promoting bigger angles and stars that would play a central role on Saturday, but Payback, beyond LA Knight and Mrs. Heated Battle, was sort of an afterthought on the show. This made for an exciting show that is seemingly looking ahead. Looking ahead over Payback is, they certainly got some direction in terms of where they want to go. Cena will be around for a little bit longer. Roman Reigns, who knows when he's coming back. So shows like this are a necessity to grow the brand, even if it leads to low energy nights like this one on the eve of a premium live event. And with that will conclude this episode of WWE Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.